Hey there racing fans, welcome back to Driven to Know. Today we're going to talk about perhaps one of the most unusual cars in the history of motorsports, the Tyrrell P34. For those of you who don't know, the P34 was a Formula 1 car that was designed in the 1970s. What made it so special? Well, it had 6 wheels instead of the usual 4. That's right, the P34 had 4 small wheels at the front and 2 larger wheels at the back. It was a revolutionary design that was supposed to give the car more grip and better handling. And it worked. In its first season, the P34 won a race and finished 3rd in the championship. It was a true underdog story and racing fans all over the world fell in love with this quirky car. But the P34 wasn't just a great racer, it was also a work of art. With its sleek lines and striking yellow and blue livery, it was a real head turner. Under the hood of the P34 was a 3-litre Cosworth DFV V8 engine that produced over 400 horsepower. That may not sound like much by today's standards, but back then it was more than enough to make the P34 a force to be reckoned with. Of course, like in any racing car, the P34 required a lot of maintenance and fine-tuning, but the Tyrrell team was up to the task, and they worked tirelessly to keep the P34 running at its peak performance. The P34's first race was the 1976 Spanish Grand Prix, where it caused quite a stir. People couldn't believe their eyes when they saw the car with 4 small wheels at the front. Some even thought it was a joke. But the P34 was no joke. In fact, it excelled in wet conditions thanks to its 4 front tyres that provided extra grip. In the 1976 Swedish Grand Prix, the P34 finished 1st and 2nd, with drivers Jody Scheckter and Patrick Depailler taking the top 2 spots. However, the P34's success was short-lived. The car's unique design proved to be a double-edged sword. While it provided better handling in some situations, it also caused problems with the brakes and suspension. Despite these issues, the P34 continued to race for 2 full seasons, and it remained a fan favourite. In fact, the P34 is still celebrated today as one of the most innovative and iconic cars in the history of Formula 1. And now, let's take a look at some of the most memorable moments in the P34's racing career. One of the most memorable races for the P34 was the 1976 Japanese Grand Prix, which took place in the rain. The P34s had an advantage on the wet track, and Patrick Depailler drove brilliantly to take 2nd place. Unfortunately, Jody Scheckter's car retired from the race. Another great moment for the P34 came in the 1977 United States Grand Prix, hosted in Watkins Glen. This race was synonymous due to the battle with James Hunt, where the P34 fought brilliantly but unfortunately finished 2nd. Of course, not every race was a success for the P34 in its first season. One of the biggest disappointments came in the 1976 Austrian Grand Prix, where both cars failed to finish due to mechanical problem. But even in defeat, the P34 remained a fan favourite. Its unique design and quirky personality made it stand out from the crowd, and it earned a special place in the hearts of racing fans everywhere. Unfortunately, the P34's racing career was short-lived. After a disappointing 1977 season where it had multiple double DNFs at circuits like Argentina, Brazil, Monaco, Great Britain and Holland. Its best result in 1977 was a 2nd place in Canada. It finished off the season in 5th in the World Driver Championships with a total points tally of 27 points. And that brings us to today. While the P34 may be gone, its spirit lives on in the world of Formula 1. The sport continues to push the boundaries of what's possible, and new innovations are constantly being developed. Who knows, maybe one day we'll see another 6-wheeled car on the track. But even if we don't, we'll always have the Tyrrell P34 to remind us of the power of innovation, creativity and a little bit of quirkiness. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode on Driven to Know. Remember, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more just like it, please like and subscribe to our channel.